Hello, everyone. Welcome to our final International Student Orientation session for spring 2021. We hope all of you have had fun this week attending our live sessions. Thank you for our patience with starting a few minutes late. Sometimes we have technical difficulties. However, today we have an amazing lineup of speakers. So today we have a wonderful group, a panel actually, of speakers for you to talk about their experiences here at UT Dallas and how you can make your experience just as successful. So today, student government is going to discuss all of this for you, along with a huge group of speakers. So as a reminder, I'm Katie Russo. I am the Assistant Director of Intercultural Programs at UT Dallas. Your favorite assistant director, right? So just event logistics. I know that some of you have seen this many times. You can see and hear us. We cannot see or hear you. At the end, you're going to be able to ask our presenters questions. And so in the comment box on the right of your screen, it's got the two little question boxes. You can type questions and they will respond. We'll do that at the end of the session. Closed captioning is available. You'll just have to look for the CC button at the bottom right of your screen. And we have that available in several different languages. So if you need extra language support and you want those words printed across your screen, go ahead and select that. However, for now, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to the student government and allow them to actually introduce the rest of the session. So I believe, Bhavisya, it is up to you now. And you'll have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Katie. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming. This is Bhavisya. I'm an executive chair of the Graduate and International Committee. We're from student government, and it's an organization that's dedicated to resolving student body issues. We work to inform the public about administrative decisions, write resolutions on various matters to the administration. We also take on a more hands-on approach to problems, like by hosting events, collecting data, or creating platforms for discussions. You can even join student government through election season, where you run against others for a position on the Senate, or you can be appointed by the Senate through application, which is a year-round process. We encourage you to participate in student government either through running for office, or you can attend the General Senate meetings where you can voice your opinion. So the Graduate and International Affairs Committee mainly focuses on a subset of our student population. This is the incoming students we're going to be getting from different countries, or graduate students that don't really have that much voice in the student government because it's more of an undergraduate thing. So this is the kind of things that we do for them. And we dedicate our efforts into ensuring that issues for these graduate or international students are taken care of. We also work diligently to improve and develop opportunities for these people. So some of the past GIA projects that we have done was Comet Classroom, which we raised supplies for classes that don't exactly have that kind of thing. Or we also raised funds for Comet Cupboard, which is a place where you can get necessary things for free. We also dedicate efforts into ensuring that there's a Comet Cruiser, or if there's enough stipends for graduate students, these kind of things. So this is basically what we do as a committee, and we encourage you to reach out to us if you need anything. So this panel discussion for today was set up by me and Merlin. Merlin did most of the groundwork, so thank you so much, Merlin. And Katie, thank you so much, Katie. So some of the things that we're going to be doing today in the panel discussion is we hope to welcome our incoming students to UTD and get familiar with different student activities that we have for you and the graduate committee. And so it also helps you discern what kind of organizations that you could get involved to help your career. It's supposed to inspire you to be a part of the UTD community. And I believe the the various organizations that you're going to be speaking to have a lot of programs that will be very helpful, not just to your student life in UTD, but to enjoy your experience as a college student, to ensure that you have opportunities once you leave UTD. And they're also very good at getting you information that you would need to graduate or get a job or other things. So this is moderated by Merlin. Get involved to be evolved. So thank you so much for listening to us, guys. Thank you so much for coming today. We hope you learn a lot. We hope you join today. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So yes, the student government is an amazing organization. And next up, we have the Indian Students Association.
Hey everyone, a very good morning and a very good evening to everyone who joined from different time zones here today. We're all together, and firstly, congratulations that you guys made it to UT Dallas. So I'm Sanjana, I'm the graduate student from MSBA. I was a spring 2020 intake, so it's almost the same story that we're going to run through today. And it's a great pleasure for me to have an opportunity to connect with you guys from this far. And yeah, that's pretty much about myself. And I'm also the anchoring officer of the Indian Student Association for this year. So let's begin. Next slide, please. So yeah, a very warm welcome to each of you to UTD, as I already said. And you begin a new academic year, and we look forward to encouraging you along in this exciting journey. And always the best is yet to come. So to talk a little about how I got involved with ISA. So right from India, like how you guys are there, from house accommodations to I had so many queries regarding how to pay my tuition fee. I had issues like what subjects to enroll in, because the education system in USA and India are completely different. And then regarding transportation to and fro to the campus. And then I met the Indian Student Association finally in the orientation that we had virtually and in person, because back then there was no pandemic, hopefully. And then I met the entire Indian Student Association in one of our first events of spring, that was Republic Day. And that's where I met the team, and that's how I got involved with the ISA. And you guys are doing a great job, because already being in India, you guys already started connecting with us and we already started networking. So it's a great thing. Next slide, please. So this is pretty much about it in a single slide. So the Indian Student Association is a non-profit socio-cultural association within the Student Organizations Forum at UT Dallas. And ISA represents almost 2,500 Indian students enrolled at our university. So it's one of the largest Indian student community and the alumni network with 6,000 members in the state of Texas. We manage fall and spring pickups of 1,200 plus Indian students admitted to UT Dallas every year. But unfortunately, due to the pandemic situations, this year there were few rules upon that one. We provide temporary accommodations and basic supplies to 1,000 plus incoming students each year. We award 3 different scholarships. We organize 15 plus events and celebrate Indian festivals around the year. We conduct 3 plus webinars for prospective students before their arrival at UT Dallas, and we assist 800 Indian students in their transition to US by personalized mentoring through buddy program. So my reason to join ISA has inspired me in many ways. So I found home away from home. I had a lot of friends, and it's a great platform for you guys to do networking. I celebrated all my festivals and events here, so it's like I found my family. I got to interact with everyone. Like it's almost like we are carrying our traditions and cultures from India to USA. So there's so many students here who need help. I was one of them who needed a lot of guidance as I was coming into a completely new country. So that's where I thought it would be great for me to be a part of ISA, where I could help my upcoming students like how I am doing right now. Next slide, please. So he is a faculty advisor, Mr. Gaurav Shekhar. He's a senior lecturer of information systems and the director of MS Business Analytics. And yeah, next slide, please. So as Indian Student Association says it's always service before self. So I would like to talk a little about my experience with ISA. So why I joined ISA, and one of the best part is the events. We'll head up to that soon. Next slide, please. So here's a little information about our tuition fee, of how you guys can plan your tuition plans. So that's guaranteed, variable, and then we have payment plans, which is direct installments and short-term loan, and we have modes of payment, that is easy pay, wire, and then cashier's check submitted to the bursar office. You can also get this information on our UT Dallas website, and in case of anything, any other extra queries, you can always reach up to us. Next slide, please. So speaking about on-campus jobs, as you all heard that how you get one is only through networking. And at this time of pandemic, on-campus jobs are being taken care of with all precautions, even if they're opening up in the college campus. So definitely college is going to pick up your profile, your resume, and then they're going to reach out to you. And it's a complete no for off-campus jobs always. How do we apply is we apply on handshake, then your resume gets approval, and then you'll have to submit few documents in order to be eligible to start working on campus. And then we have definitely few benefits of working on campus, because you get your social security number, then you can build your resume. Definitely you meet new people, it's a great way to network again, and then of course you get paid. Next slide, please. So here's a little about the day-to-day resources. So we have banks like BB&T, BofA, Chase, Wells Fargo. Coming to the SIM carriers, are Cricket, T-Mobile, Sprint. There are many more. And then there's electricity plans like Infinite Energy, Green Mountain, Reliant, Wi-Fi, X Spectrum. These are the basic things that we have taken up. And of course, there are other plans too. And we keep updating regarding any mobile carrier events, or any bank the sessions, like a guide to students to open their checking accounts and everything on our ISA social media pages. So please stay updated over there. And regarding groceries, we have Super Target, Tom Thumb, Walmart, Patel Brothers, India Bazaar, Sprouts, Brahms. So don't worry, you guys came to another part of India, I swear. Then there's furniture. We have the Big Howdy giveaway generally, which happens. Then we have Super Target, Walmart, IKEA, Amazon, and then you can join free for our sale groups on Facebook for great deals on used woods and furnitures. And then we have so many restaurants like Masala Wok, Swadeshi, Dawat, Chennai, Curry Bliss. Because this is the Indian Student Association, I'm talking about all the Indian restaurants. There are thousands of cuisines here. You guys have landed here to experience everything along with your studies. So there's food delivery also. There's Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub, etc. Next slide, please. So coming to the best part, this is one of the major reasons why I joined ISA, because the purpose of ISA is to provide an opportunity to all the students of Indian origin to interact and share the joy of culture and heritage of India, and to educate each others by bringing awareness. We have 9 festival celebrations. We have Fall Bash 2020, then we had the Udan Sports Fest, and then the biggest flagship event would be Sangam. Next slide, please. So this is a little glimpse of the virtual Independence Day that we had this year because of the pandemic. And yeah, that's me and my co-anchoring officer who did the virtual anchoring. And then we have our music crew, dance crew, and we had Mr. Gaurav Shekhar as well to share a few words. Next slide, please. These are a few glimpses of the Ganesha Tudhi. So Ganesha Tudhi, as you all know, is like the biggest festival in Maharashtra. We celebrate in the proper Marathi style. It's eco-friendly Ganesha in a small pandal, and then we have dol, tasha, dance, puja every day and night volunteers for Aarti, for Diya, Prasad, and there is Visarjan. All this happened before COVID. So now we just had a virtual Ganesha Tudhi and connected on Instagram Live, and only the president gave the Aarti, and many ex-UTD students come over if it was a normal situation. So for now, we just connected over social media, and then we went live on the Aarti and celebrated virtually, did the darshan on the Instagram Live. Next slide, please. And these are few glimpses of the fall bash of last year. This is like the freshers party, you can say, where you find connections, friendships. There's music, drama, dance, fashion show. It's a great platform to showcase your talents. And then, of course, the best part is the after party. But this was unfortunately cancelled due to the pandemic. Next slide, please. So this is a happy picture of Navratri, of course, 2019. We had food, puja, we had garba, and yeah, that's about the X team, I say, and then the picture itself says that it was a very happy moment. Next slide, please. Yeah, this beautiful picture is taken on Diwali. And then that's our president of ISA himself who is doing the aarti. So there's Lakshmi Puja at one of our officers' house, and then there was Darshan on Instagram Live this year. But those glimpses are of 2019, and then that time we had DJ night, food, etc. Next slide, please. So this, as I said, was my first event when I landed in USA. My Republic Day 2020 was where I met the entire ISA crew. There was music, there was dance, there was poetry, and of course, wherever we sing the national anthem, it's always goosebumps. And there was some yum food as well. Next slide, please. This is Sangam, the biggest cultural event. There's music, drama, dance, fashion show, platform to showcase talents, and after party. And we had celebrities coming over from all over the world. Next slide, please. This is our ISA dance crew, which turned 2 years old. We conduct workshops every semester for new students and select passionate dancers with auditions. We are planning to participate in the competitions outside UTD, representing ISA and expanding further. Next slide, please. So I'm extremely proud to introduce the Voice of Utd. Each one of them have magic in their hands, and the way they play around their instruments is a treat to our eyes. And when we all sit and jam, it's an extremely soulful, and we add pride to our ISA. Next slide, please. So this is the link to the form of how you guys can join the Indian Student Association. And next slide, please. Last but not the least, we'll always stay connected. So reach out to us on websites. There's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and so many WhatsApp groups as well. So we'll always stay connected. I'll also post these links on our chat. And thank you so much for joining me today. And it's been great that we all got connected. And I hope you all are looking forward to a colorful year and we all end the pandemic together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And next up, we have the Graduate Student Assembly.
Yes, thank you so much, Katie. And that was such a cool presentation, Sanjana. I was like hungry after that. And yeah, as she mentioned, we have great restaurants around. So once y'all are able to come to campus, you'll definitely have to check them out. But anyway, let me introduce myself and GSA, what I'm here for. My name is Kara. I'm the president of the Graduate Student Assembly, or GSA, as I like to call it. So we can go to the next slide. And I would just want to give a brief overview of what GSA is. So maybe as the name alludes to, the Graduate Student Assembly is an organization meant for the graduate students here at UT Dallas. So I know everyone in this session might not be a graduate student. We certainly have a lot of international graduate students. Even those of you who are maybe undergraduates right now, if you're considering graduate school, just know that this is an organization we have at UTD, and that we'll do things for you if you do decide to stay here for graduate school. But as I was saying, the GSA, basically the overall purpose of GSA is we're a group that is meant to advocate for graduate students. We have a quite large graduate student population here at UT Dallas. About 1/3 of all of our students are graduate students. However, there's not been a lot of representation for graduate students. So the GSA helps provide that representation. We serve in a lot of different groups and meetings on campus where we're helping, make different policies and advocate for different things, but we also do our own events and programming that are focused on different things, including educational, professional, and social needs. Now, obviously, because As we all know, unfortunately, we're in the pandemic. It's been harder to do any of these in person, so we are going to the virtual format, but we still are doing them. So next, please. So I just want to show up some quick pictures. This is our leadership this year. We have different, so we can go to the next, yeah, thank you. We are a student-led organization. As you can see, we're all graduate students, and we have an executive board as well as school representatives. So we have an individual from every single school here at UT Dallas to ensure that everyone is represented, and we are a mixture of PhD and master's students, domestic and international, different schools, different all walks of life. So we have a lot of different background in GSA. Next slide, please. So I wanted to next talk about ways you can get involved with GSA. So basically, once we go through all these bullet points, you all can screenshot or take a picture if you want. But first and foremost is just by attending our monthly meetings. This is a great way to hear about what we have been up to, what different initiatives we've worked on, maybe we have some kind of reports on things of how things have gone, or maybe some meetings we were able to get some kind of policy considered that would help for graduate students. So that's a great way. So they are now going to be scheduled virtually the fourth Monday of the month from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. at Central Standard Time. So this first meeting we have is at the end of January. So mark your calendars, everyone come. You should be getting an email invite just through your email as part of, if you're a graduate student, you'll get an invitation. But yes, so next we have, as I mentioned, different programming and events. It's a great way to not only just get involved with GSA, but more than that, because we know as an organization that we really want to serve graduate students, and one thing graduate students really want is, as I mentioned, they want different types of events that help them not only with their professional life, as we have here with the Graduate Professional Series, but maybe they want to learn more about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We've started a series on that last semester as well. Maybe they just want to have a good old social and eat some good food and hang out, and we've done those in the past as well, pre-pandemic. But I would like to specifically highlight this Graduate Professional Series here we have coming up. So we have 4 different events, but it's a series, as I've said. So we have, just a panel discussion, then you can go over your resumes, cover letters, CVs, interview tips and tricks, mock interviews even. So again, those are all kind of coming up over this spring semester, because we know that, graduate students, you're considering what is my career going to be in the future, and you need this type of programming, and we want to try to tailor it a bit more to graduate students that, we know our CVs look a little different. Sometimes the types of jobs we're going for, especially if you're considering academia, might look a little different than a CV or resume you would make for industry. So that will all just be discussed there. And then this next event is not actually our event, but we wanted to promote it still. So the Acclimating to U.S. Work Culture by UCC and ICP, that's also upcoming in March. So I really recommend that you guys attend those events. And then next, please. And then finally, you can serve in the GSA leadership. So we have elections at the end of the spring semester. I forgot to put in here, but we actually are having I guess, a mini elections right now for a newly created Public Relations and Outreach Committee. This is a committee that will help our Vice President of Public Relations, who I actually have here with me today, who I'll introduce in a bit, and also our Vice President of Administration. Basically, you'll be in charge of helping with public outreach, marketing, our social media. So we currently have applications open for that. If you have any questions about that and want to get involved with it, you can shoot us an email. I'll put the email up in a second so you guys can have that. But next slide, please. And then finally, these are the ways that you can get connected with GSA. So as I mentioned, if you have any questions about maybe that committee I just mentioned or any of the other things I mentioned, you can send us an email, or also we've started using this new survey link, if you will, down at the bottom there. You can use that QR code or just that URL listing. Sorry, I can't think of what that's called. But you can use that to get to our survey, and that is another way that we will get your questions sorted. It kind of helps us keep things a little bit more organized. And then we have social media, as well as we have an e-learning page. And we will have a website coming up soon in February, but it's not yet ready. But if you come to our general meeting at the end of January, I'm sure I'll have more information for you. So I just wanted to give a brief overview of GSA before I turn it over to our very own Vice President of Public Relations, Olivia. I'm going to let her talk about her experience as an international student and an international graduate student, and then give you guys tips and tricks. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Kara, for your introduction of GSA. So hi, everyone. Welcome to UT Dallas. My name is Olivia Huang. I'm currently a fourth-year PhD student studying electrical engineering here at UTD, and currently serve as the Vice President for Public Relations with GSA. Like many of you, I came to the United States as an international student. I'm originally from China. At UTD, we actually have international students from more than 100 countries. When I just came here, I felt the culture here is very different compared to the culture in China. I guess this is the same for you guys too. I believe every country has very different cultures. And obviously from now on, English will become the major language for communications. It might take some time for you to adjust to the culture here and improve English speaking. I personally found it's really helpful to make friends with local students when I'm trying to adapt to the culture and improve my English speaking. I mean, we would watch shows together and hang out. If I have something I don't understand, they would explain to me. I think the key to improve the English speaking is to speak more and try to mimic the accents. I was super shy to speak English when I just came here to the US because I'm just afraid that I might speak something wrong. Then I realized this is not good. It doesn't help at all to improve my English speaking. So don't be shy, even if your English is not fluent yet. I think it's okay to make mistakes. As a matter of fact, I find my local friends are really helpful in the process. When I speak something in a wrong way, they will tell me the right way to say it. As for GSA, as Kara just introduced before, GSA is a student organization run by graduate students and serve as a liaison between graduate students and school officials. We have hosted many interesting events in the past. We had events about career development, about mental health. We also have organized some charity events, blood donation events. We have also had events like gaming nights. This is one of my favorite events because you can make friends with here with graduate students across all schools. I have met students who actually study physics and explain to me what is dark particles. And I met one student who studied biology and explained to me the new gene editing technology called CRISPR. And I have met students who from Turkey, from Iran, from Denmark, and from India. So for me, this is really fun to make friends and learn about different cultures at those events. And at GSA, we care a lot about international students. One example I can give is that last year at June 2020, the US Immigration and Customs Enforcement gave public notice of its intention to deport international students who are registered for only online courses for the fall 2020 semester. So GSA, we wrote a letter to school officials to urge them to protect international students' rights. And also, I was also offered a chance to talk to the Dallas Morning News about the difficult situation the international students were facing by that time. And luckily, they didn't implement that order. So in the end, I want to say GSA, we do care a lot about international students and come join us as well. So hopefully you can make some new friends and be one part of us. And in the end, hope you will enjoy your life here at UTD. Yeah, so that's pretty much, yeah. So in the end, like just if you have any questions, just reach out to us on our emails or Instagram or Facebook. Yeah, thank you
so much. Excellent. So next up, we have RUF, who is going to be speaking to you.
Great. My name is David Billingsley. I am the off-campus advisor for RUF International. We're a registered student group at UTD. Our on-campus advisor is Dr. Larry Overzet in electrical engineering. If you get a chance to see him, or if you're in the engineering program, make sure you say hi. But I wanted just to first encourage all of you, as you hear about these different groups, to join one of these groups that's connected to your home country. I think it'd be really helpful for you to be a part of ISA, or something like the African Student Union or the Iranian Student Community, the Vietnamese International Network. I mean, there's so many different groups you can join, and you'll really need those friendships from people from your home country and culture who can understand you and know what you're going through. And it's great to make those friendships. But I think you'd really regret if those were the only friendships you made while you were at UTD and in the US. So our group, RUF International, exists to welcome international students. And then we also want to build friendships, build cross-cultural friendships, get you connected to Americans in the community. And then we want to learn together, learn about each other's cultures, and let you experience some American celebrations and get you connected into the community. So you can see on our, I only have a couple pictures, but we do things like holiday parties. Maybe you've never experienced pumpkin carving or a Thanksgiving dinner. We also do experiences where we want to have Americans learn about your country and culture. So one of those pictures is of a Mid-Autumn Festival celebration we had. We do Chinese New Year parties where we get to make dumplings, and a lot of Americans have never done that before. So that's just a taste of some of the things that we do to get connected and help you build friendships with other international students and with people in the community. And we are also, you can go to the next slide. In the pandemic, right, we can't do a lot of those things this semester, but we always have on Thursday nights a dinner and discussion. And so we used to do this on campus in the student union. We would reserve a room and we'd have different tables where local Americans would lead these discussions. They are always Bible discussions for those who are interested and wanting to explore more. But we do this on Thursday night now on Zoom. And that's a way for you, again, as it's hard to make connections, it's hard to meet Americans, especially right now. There's an opportunity there for you to join us on Thursday nights. You can email us, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram to get more information about that Thursday night dinner and discussion. But really, I just want to encourage you again to get connected to some of these groups. You'll also hear about the Big Howdy coming up. RUF's a part of the Big Howdy. That would be another great way for you to make American friends and to learn about the culture that you're in, and also meet people from around the world. But now I wanted just to give an opportunity to a couple students who've been a part of RUF International for the last year or a couple of years. And so I'm going to have my friend Bhumika now share just what it's like to have been a part of RUF in 2020.
Sure, David. Thank you so much. I welcome all of you to UTD. And my name is Bhumika, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in business analytics. And it's been more than a year I'm a part of RUF. Spring 2020, my Thursday class schedule, it was packed, and by the end of the day, it was time to see the other side of the life, what it holds, what new it has today for discussion. The spiritual connect, the self-connect, these were the thoughts when I just joined UTD back then, pre-pandemic. We started an open-ended questions reflecting on our personal experiences. I'm always amazed by these ice-breaking questions that we have before discussions. It tells you more about the group of people you have joined, the similarities, the diversity. I have been in discussion groups with different peoples all throughout, and we have been discussing in person the personal experiences, the talks about the Bible. It is quite eye-opening, like peeking more into the life of Jesus, about which I was least aware of back then, back in India. Then it was discussed. These discussions just made me introspect more on my actions, making me more aware of what I do and why I do. The fun part was the dinner we have together while discussions. When things changed during pandemic, people were going through the effects of being isolated, staying at one place for months. RF discussions didn't stop by the lockdowns. We switched to Zoom meetups. Believe me, looking at those happy faces at 7 p.m., even of my friends who joined RUF with me, meeting them during discussions, they were just amazing. We cherished those moments. And I can say undoubtedly the experience was never less enthusiastic. During those times, I shared most of my discussion topics in the breakout rooms with Kathy and Wayne Bowman, a wonderful couple with decades of experiences and stories to share. Not just a discussion, we had celebrated the festivals together. Carving out the pumpkins and participating in these amusing competitions filled with excitements are some of the memories I will cherish always. I'm grateful to David for such engagements we have in our home group. Thanks to Kathy and Wayne, Thanksgiving and Christmas were never without delicious chocolates and pies and cakes baked by you. They made sure that we receive these sweets at our places, keeping in mind the safety measures and social distancing things during COVID. Not just sweets, they expressed their affection with beautiful messages in cards during festivals. These meetups and interactions just made me know more about the American culture and experience the beauty of cross-cultural engagements. Through this, you know more about yourself, and it has also made it easier for me to interact and mingle with my fellow team members during my internship period here in US. It has become a cakewalk now. I couldn't thank more to my RUF family for being a part of my life during hard times in 2020. Last but not the least, the food from RUF that we savor every Thursday from different restaurants is something you would love to experience, especially when it is an Indian restaurant bawarchi. Thank you so much, David, for considering that multiple times. And looking forward to more interesting discussions and delicious food this semester with you guys, and you can't get enough of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhumika. Now I'll toss it to Vish.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Vishweshwar Kumar. I'm also a Fall 19 MSBA student. And honestly, it really brings me delight to talk about RUF International as one of the student organization. I've been involved since the beginning of the school life I had with UTD. It was my second big event that I attended at UTD after celebrating India's Independence Day, which was actually the Labour's Day picnic day out. So it was someone from the class said that RUFI is organizing a picnic on Labor Day. Me and some of my friends registered for it, and trust me, it was amazing. We met a lot of people from on campus and from local communities. Everyone was so welcoming, and it was really a delight to meet all of those peoples out there. It was a great day, and that is when I actually met David for the first time. Being the advisor of RUFI UTD, he curated the event really well, and from that day onwards, we developed a bond and friendship, which probably will last forever. And then moving forward with the further engagements, we started meeting every Thursdays for dinner and discussions. So basically, RUF, also David and Bhumika mentioned about it, that the meetups that occurred every Thursday, we sit, have fun, laugh, and discuss about how you feel, what is good, what is bad. I really love those discussions, which actually help you to analyze the true self of yourself. And then I actually enjoyed every event with RUFI, which was either Thanksgiving, Christmas celebrations. All of them were amazing, and having such an experience was especially amazing being an international student, because you do not get this kind of atmosphere back in your home countries. But meeting people here and seeing the way they celebrate, the traditions that they follow was really good. And yes, I remember the day that we went for the pumpkin carving thing. So that was really a great experience for me, and I was doing it for the first time. And I don't know how it came out to be, but yeah, it was really fun. And all of these moments that you create during these meetups, events, you actually cherish them later. And even during the pandemic, yeah, as Bhumika also mentioned that it was really tough time and RUF did not left us all alone. They were always there to help us in any sort of thing. And especially as an international student, we have to face a lot of challenges, and they were there for each and everything. Like even if you need some kind of furniture, they are ready to help with that. You need to go for grocery pickup, they are ready for that. They help you with moving, for corporate references, and even for the counseling, they are always ready to be there in order to help you. And again, yes, one last thing that I would like to say, that I would agree to what David said, that if you just join an organization from your home country, you're going to miss a lot. This is something that really helped me out, knowing American traditions, people, knowing a lot of people having years of decades of experiences, sharing their knowledge, sharing that experience, what is good, what is bad, really helps you to self-analyze and self-motivate yourself to being a good person, being a nice person, which definitely is going to lead a good life. Yeah, that's all from my side. And I would definitely like to mention some of the volunteers that really helped me from RFI, which is one of them is David, Michael, Elizabeth, and the list goes on, but this is really a very short list. So thank you, David and RFI, for having me as a part of those discussions, events, and letting me create those memories that I was actually looking for. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So next up, we have an alumni of UTD who would like to speak to you about his experience. And this is someone who is important to me because he worked for me a while back while he was studying at UT Dallas. So Nia, would you like to speak a little bit about your experiences at UT Dallas and how it's led you to where you are today?
Yeah, thank you, Katie. First of all, hi everyone, I'm Gia. So first of all, I just want to thank you, Katie and Merline, for inviting me today. You know, UTD has so many great alumni, and you know, the fact that they picked me today, so I'm really honored to be here. So I joined UTD from 2014 to 2016. First as a Master of Accounting student, and then I switched to MIS. So during my time here as a student, I joined accounting student associations, and also after that, MIS student associations. And I also work at the International Student Center, and then an RA at the housing department. So to be completely honest, I went to community college, went to undergrad school. UTD is my master's. UT is by far the best school that I've gone to. And as a student, I joined these student organizations like accountings and MIS, you know, purely for professionals reasons, because I'm hoping to reach out to the companies and stuff like that. And we did do a lot of these things. We had like professional nights where actual, you know, employees at these companies would come to you know, the events and speak to us and networking with us. And then we have corporate visit where, you know, a bunch of students would go to the actual corporate office to visit and also mingle there and you know, networking there. And also outside of professional, we also did like charity, and like I did Heart House. This is an organization who take care of, you know, children from poor family or refugee families who cannot afford, you know, after school childcare, and parents have to go to work. So we the organization took care of the kids. And outside of the professionals organizations I also joined the UTD fencing team, solely because, you know, it's a really cool thing. It's a new sport I've never tried before. So I joined it. I had a great time, met a lot of friends, and also it's something cool to put on, you know, my resume as well. I actually keep my mask, fencing mask here, you know, put it in the back of my background, just people think I'm cool. So the team that asked me to give some advice to new coming international students, and the thing is, like, I feel like everyone has spoken very good points before me, so I said, oh man, I'm running out of stuff to say. But I just wanted to echo Olivia here about the English thing. So I originally went to school in California. I moved to Texas for a reason, because in Southern California, if you know, there's a huge Vietnamese population. I'm Vietnamese. So when I was there, it was possible to go an entire day without speaking a word of English. And I didn't really like it. My English was horrible. So I moved to Texas to force myself to speak more English, because I wouldn't have a choice then. And so it got better. So and also, so don't be afraid to try new things. And talking about don't be afraid to try new things. When I first joined to the UTD, I was an accounting major, and I was okay at it, but I wasn't very happy. I didn't think it would be like a career that I want to follow. And well, wasn't really happy, to understatement. I was miserable. So I, think about what I'm good at. I had some, IT background, and so I talked to my academic advisors, and hey, is it possible to try something else? And then I tried MIS, and yeah, the rest is history. So I was MIS, and then I interviewed for tech companies, and now I'm working at Google. So it was a very faithful decision, to be honest. Just by telling that story, just want to say, don't be afraid to try something new. Get out of your comfort zone and try something new, and who knows, something good may happen to you. But of course, don't do that alone. Of course, you're not alone. Just like David has said before, the school has like mechanism and organization to help you. So when I first moved to Dallas, I was very lonely. The only thing I had was everything in my car. I didn't know anyone, and I cried the first night because I was so lonely. But then my RA, introduced me to, the clubs, and then I joined fencing club, and I made friends, and life got so much better. And also, you have advisors, like academic advisors. You have international student advisors. That help you, walk you through everything that you would go through during your years here. So take advantage of them, because they help you mock interview. Walk you through all the immigration process, all that stuff, take all the stress away. So yeah, I would really highly recommend them. And one other advice I might give is try to do extracurriculum activities. Because when you graduate and you interview for these big companies, your academics, like your GPA score, is of course very important. But when you get to the interview, it becomes a very small part of the interview, maybe none at all. They ask you like basically 1-2 questions about what courses you take, but the rest is what have you done at the university when you were there. Like what team did you join, what activities you did. And because when you apply for top companies, everyone has high GPAs anyway. So what makes you stand out are the activities that you would have taken in the university. And the last advice I would like to give is this is a social media age, so be very careful of what you do on social media. I have a friend who has a cousin. And even though my friend doesn't have any social media contact on like LinkedIn or anything like that with his cousins, but the company still, comes to him, hey, I think you know this guy. Can you please, give us some feedback about him? And there was a complete surprise because, on LinkedIn and stuff like that, they should have no relations, right? So companies do check what you do on social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that. So yeah, be very careful about social media. Don't let it affect your professional career. Yep. So those are all the advice I have. I'll be happy to answer any questions to you guys. And also, if you're looking to join one of the big companies like Google, Facebook, stuff like that, you are in the right place, because when I'm here, and I talk to people and I say UTD, and I would say, hey, it's UT Dallas, right? I know that school. So you're at the right place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nia. I think that's excellent advice, especially about the social media. My tip is always don't put anything on the internet that your grandfather would be ashamed to see. So remember that. because everyone respects their grandfather, right? Okay, and next up we have Darren Clements from UTD Big Howdy. So Darren, I believe I'm going to get you on camera. There we go.
All right. Hey, it's good to be here. I'm Darren Clements. I'm the off-campus advisor for ICF student organization, but I'm general coordinator of the Big Howdy. You've heard some of the groups talk about the Big Howdy, and hopefully you can take part in the Big Howdy. Welcome to UT Dallas. Some of you are here, some of you may be still overseas, but you've, like as has been said, you've picked the right school. And so Big Howdy is just a collective group of student organizations and community partners who are here just to welcome international students to UT Dallas. I've heard it many times today that we're here to provide a home away from home experience for you. And some of the services that we offer, typically we would do airport pickups. We'd send a volunteer or a bus to pick you up and have a great experience. Unfortunately, we can't do that because of the pandemic. So we've done a couple of different things. Hopefully, many of you signed up to receive a welcome package that we're here, and we some of our community partners help deliver those, distribute those welcome packages with the coordination of the ICP. And so hopefully you've got one of those. We also, for the first time, since we couldn't do airport pickups, we did some cab rides. And so, yeah, we might be doing that again in the future, but that so far has worked out great. There's still students that are coming in. So please take part in that. I don't have any slides, but the UTD Big Howdy website is exactly that, utdbighowdy.com. If you want to find out more information about Big Howdy and how to get involved and utilize some of the services that we have to offer, please check that website out. The ISA mentioned the furniture giveaway. We also work with the ISA very closely, and typically we would do a furniture giveaway event. And unfortunately, we can't do a big event, but there is still a sign-up form on the utdbighowdy.com website. So click the furniture giveaway link and sign up, and you'll get several preferences and options of furniture you could use, because most of you will probably live off campus in off-campus apartments, and they're unfurnished. And so we want to be here to help you with furniture. The ICP generously provides the storage unit for us to use year-round. It's not just a first of the semester event. This is a year-round, 365 days a year storage unit that we have available for us to collect donations from our community volunteers and partners to distribute to international students. And so please take advantage of that. We currently have a list of new students. I think it's approaching 100 students have signed up. And what we do is we typically just go from the start and find out what preferences you put on there and contact you, and we deliver that to your apartment. And so trying to keep at a social distance, we want everyone to stay safe, but we at the same time, you still need furniture. And so please take advantage of that. Sign up at utdbighowdy.com/furniture giveaway /registration for that. We also on the 25th of January on Monday night, 7 p.m. If you go to our website, you'll see a welcome party. We're going to do a virtual welcome party. I wish we could do it on campus in the Plinth area, which we typically would do, but we are going to do a virtual welcome party. We've had students already started to sign up for that, but it's another way you can get involved and interact with other Americans. I've heard that over and over again, is, you know, to experience American life and American culture and campus culture, you really need to meet Americans and be intentional about that. And so please join that virtual welcome party. We'll have a lot of American volunteers. We'll do breakout rooms for you to get to know them. And so that's also on our UTD Big Howdy website. Part of the programming that we also offer are English conversation classes. Twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we offer English conversation classes. you'll find out information about the English classes from our ICF website, which is icfutd.com. icfutd.com. You can go Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can join that online, and then every Thursday at noon Central Standard Time. You can join that to practice your English. Also, if you want to learn more about accent reduction, how to improve your pronunciation in English, please join those classes at ICF UTD. We also have friendship partners. You'll learn more about this at the Big Howdy Welcome Party, but how you can get plugged in and join an American family. And this is just a student to family. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. This is not like a big group setting. If you sign up at icfutd.com/friendship partners, you fill out the form and we will partner you, match you with an American family. And so, yeah, you need to be intentional about getting out of your comfort zone to really learn about American culture. And man, I've seen this over and over again. These friendship partners that get connected are lifelong friends. You make a friend for life. And so I've seen friendship partners. They take part in your everyday life, especially when it comes to even like graduation. Maybe your parents can't come for your UTD graduation, but your friendship family can, and many friendship partner families are there for their graduations. And so anyway, just take part in that. We also do bi-weekly or weekly home groups. You can find out more about that at icfutd.com. That's similar to like what the RUF does weekly. It's just a weekly gathering. Typically, we would share a meal together. Unfortunately, we can't do that now, but we do virtual meetings. And so check out our home groups. Yeah, I just thank you for the opportunity to serve you guys. And anytime you get an opportunity to join any of these groups, it's a benefit to you, and especially helping out with your network. Even when it comes time to find a job, these groups will help you in that process. So please check us out, utdbighowdy.com, and learn more about us. And I hope to see many of you at our welcome party on January 25th, Monday night, 7 p.m.
Thank you, Darren. And just to let you know, I posted the UTD Big Howdy website in the Q&A. So that way students have the link to it and the English class link as well. So you guys can go ahead and link to that if you want to check out what Derek was just talking about. You'll have those links. And now that is the end of our panel of speakers, but we can open it up to questions. So Leticia?
Thank you very much, Katie. I would like to thank all the students that have joined in today to our session. And of course, I would like to thank each one of our panelists, both students and community partners, for their commitment to service, for the support they give to our student community. Our best advice for the students attending this session is joining student organization is the best way to integrate into campus life, as it has been already mentioned. If you have questions, please feel free to post them. We will be reading them as they come. Hopefully you can, anything that you would like to ask, please do. And I didn't introduce myself. My name is Leticia Samarripa. I'm Director of Global Engagement in charge of the Intercultural Programs Office. Probably we've been interacting in some other orientation session, but welcome again.
And also, Leticia, I'm going to post some of the general email addresses for some of our speakers, like student government and GSA. We should have a representative from just about every group, but I'll go ahead and post those email addresses in the chat as well. So if you don't want to ask your question here, you can also email them.
Thank you, Katie. Well, it's Friday, the last day of the week, the last day of orientation. I'm just going to remind our attendees, all the sessions are being recorded. Katie, if you have the chance, please post where they can find the link to all our recorded sessions. Sometimes it is a lot of information, a lot of resources being presented, and you can always go back to our webpage, find the link and review the sessions at your convenience. So we thought about this because we know everyone has a different schedule. Not everyone has been able to attend the live one, so you will have that as reference. No more questions. Well, again, thank you very much for our panelists. Thank you very much for our attendees. Just as a general announcement, next Monday, UTD will be closed because of honoring the life of Martin Luther King. So we hope to be in touch with you next week. ICP has a lot of programming as well prepared for you. And we really hope that you can join us. Please follow us on Instagram if you have not yet. We will be announcing a lot of our events there. And we really wish you a wonderful start up of your classes next week. And we will be here all year long to keep helping you and supporting you with anything that you would like us to do. So have a great weekend and see you in our next session. Thank you.